Designing for a client is never just about how a space looks, it's about how it feels. In this bedroom, every element was chosen to reflect our client's personality while maintaining a cohesive, timeless design. Let's take you inside. Are you ready? Please go ahead to click that like button and subscribe, and let's enjoy this project review. Welcome to a bedroom review. This bedroom belongs to a teenage girl. This is the first time we're actually styling up a teenage girl's room, and it's so moody. This is so moody. Now, this girl wanted a very moody bedroom. In fact, she wanted it more moody than this, but we had to find the balance, and she was happy to compromise. Here we are. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this tour. You already know the drill. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and let's enjoy ourselves. When we came to view this property, initially there was an open space here, more like an alcove, and it was all white bedroom. And then we have an AC here. You guys can see the AC. So what that meant was that we had to find a balance, especially around the headboard. You know, this is more like a Niger vibe where there is AC. I'm not used to designing a room or a house with AC. I'm used to designing a space with like blank wall, nothing obstructing it on different sides. So it was more like a challenge for me. So I had to find a balance, especially with the headboard and the pieces that will go above the headboard. So we chose this bed because, again, what's not to like about an extra winged bed? Very beautiful. It comes with its own light, which is an additional lighting. Of course, you can't have too much lighting, so we decided to add an extra table lamp. We could as well have gotten away with not having table lamp, but it was more like it won't hurt to have extra table lamp. So let's talk about the bed. I love the headboard. I love that it opens up the bedroom even more, and it comes with its own bedside table. So for a room that is not so big, this really serves, because now we don't have to think about any wider bedside table. So it just a full package. Okay, and then we decided to go with this color of paint, this wall paint, because she chose gray. She loves gray so much, so she wanted it even darker, like the black gray, but we had to find the balance. So by the time you see the full tour of this room, you find that we have a darker color on the headboard and the bottom side where her dressing table is. So we have the same shades on both walls, opposite walls, and then we have lighter shades on the window wall and this other wall. We also went with this very nice abstract frame. We decided to go with two different sizes, just to create different levels of, artwork above the headboard. Now we accessorize with the shades of gray colors that she likes, because the inspo she sent to me was more like a lot of grays just going on, but I knew that she wasn't so bound to wanting everything gray. So but we still had to introduce the gray in patterns, and also a little texture here with the cushions, which really looks beautiful. And in a bit to also add a add a little softness in the room, we chose this type of duvet cover, because again, it's a girl's room. There was not, in fact, there's if care's not taken, you won't even know that this is a girl's room, right? And also a child's room. So along the line, we decided to add some little touches like that, so that at least it resonates with the girls' room. Now when you come to this side of the room, install this custom made closet for the girl. The idea is to have a clothing hanger here. There is also a mirror here. I'm trying not to open up the wardrobe so much because her personal belongings are in here. So we have a mirror here, like a full-length mirror, where she can always use to look at herself if she wants, right? And we install this very long handle, because we can only have one here, which serves as, so it's more like two doors. But then inside here we have some drawers and hanger, and then there is an open shelf up there for her to put her personal belongings. And then on this side of the room we have these shelves. So it's a soft close where she can use as her bookshelf. Okay, this feels more like an inbuilt bookshelf, you know, for kids. Not just bookshelf, to be honest, you can use them for different things, but I would say some parts would be for bookshelf because that was one of the things that inspired this style anyway. So we also use this smoked glass door, which really adds a lot of luxury to the space. I love, 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 love it. So the way we have incorporated this closet is to make sure that it's recessed into the wall, and then it makes the room feel even bigger than it looks already. We have this light, this beautiful gorgeous light that comes in gray bulbs. Is it gray bulbs? Globes. Yeah. So it comes in gray globes, but a touch of gold here and there. This particular client is not so fussy about gold, so we're very careful how we introduce gold, but you will notice that we just introduced it in subtle places like that. And over here is her dressing table. She chose this dressing table in particular and I love it. The LED light comes up with hand gesture. You can turn it off and then the light changes it changes to different colors, right? And then she has her drawers here for her makeup, you know, and there's also extra drawer here, which is very, very handy. And here you can charge your phone, and then this is the on button. This is such a compact dressing table for a girl. I love it. And what we did with this side of the wall, like I said, we introduced the same dark shade of gray to this side, and then we added a little bit of texture and pattern to this space with these panels, which just pops the space, gives it character. I love it so much. We have this rechargeable ceiling light here. To be honest, this is just decorative. It's more decorative than functional because there's so much lighting everywhere, but I just figured that this will look really nice just hanging by the side. It can come on, but like I said, it's just decorative, nothing too serious. And one of the things I love so much about this is a chair. This is not the chair that was made for this. I personally got this chair separately for this because I just figured that this will look really, really beautiful. And you guys should let me know what you think about this chair. It looks so beautiful. The fact that we, you know, like I said, the room feels like something a young guy would use. So this chair kind of adds that feminine touch to the space. Also this area anyway, having the dressing table here adds the feminine touch to this room, and I love it. Over to this side, we have two windows, and we also went ahead to, you know, introduce the same light shade of gray. So like I said, two shades of gray on this opposite side of the walls and two shades of gray on opposite side. So this side has the lighter shade, and with the two windows we decided to go wall to wall with the curtains because we can't afford to have two curtains here. It would just be too much for the room. Because the curtains are quite decorative, you guys can see that this is completely shut. They're quite decorative. They don't really need to be pulling and closing the curtains if they don't want to. So we can afford to have them over there. And we went with this very light shade. The curtains are not so thick. They're not so light. So they're more like linen shades of curtains, and I love them because it just blends into the room, the style and everything. One more thing we did in this room was to introduce this mirror. This client has a thing for full-length mirror, and what we have done, I know this was not even part of the design plan. The normal design plan was to have like another frame here or any other thing, any other decor piece here, but last minute decisions, this is why we freestyle some of our designs. We decided to introduce this full length mirror here, and I think it was the best decision we made for this room because now we have windows there, so this mirror kind of opens up the room even more, and our little angel can just get up, look at herself, stretch, and have a good day, you know. So yeah, that's the summary of this room. I love everything we have done here. I love the cushion covers. We hand make most of our all our cushion covers. It's more like a standard for all our clients. I love how we have accessorized everywhere. I really hope that we have brought her vision to life because she really knew what she wanted. So I really hope we brought her vision to life. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please go ahead to smash that like button and subscribe. I will see you in another review. Stay fabulous. Bye.
I try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here, and the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Until I met you I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try but don't succeed, yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me.
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling stronger.